every generation has its own slang, language, you know, talks a little bit differently than everybody else. Well, let me tell you a thing or two about Gen X slang. Sometimes it was an entire language all on its own. Specifically, let's start out with the word dude, because that one is in depth. It's still used today, and a lot of today it's still used, and I see it's a lot of girls using it. My daughter uses it, her friends are like, dude, dude, dude. But they don't use it the same, and it does not have the same meaning as it did when we were, because the word dude, depending on how you said it, the inflections, the tone, it was like a language all on its own. So let's get going with dude, right? We sit here, we would just go, dude. That's in talking to your buddy, like, hey, dude. And then it was, if you're mad, you'd be like, dude. And then if you had a if it was a question, it'd be like, dude. And if you were worried, you'd be like, dude. And then you'd sit there and be like, it had so many variations. It was crazy. And you get on it and it just like, you'd be like, damn, dude. What the fuck, dude? Dude. Oh, dude. It changed so much depending on how you were using it and the exact situation you were in, too. Because if you were at a party and you're excited, you'd be like, dude. Or, in case of a guy, you seen a girl you liked over there, you give your buddy an elbow and you'd be like, dude, dude. Very short one, right? Dude. And then he'd have a look and he would approve. And if he approved, he'd give you another elbow, he'd give one right back. He'd be like, dude. It had so many different meanings, it was insane. Now I want to get into another one, which isn't actual slang. It was kind of like a slang, but it was more of an insult. And for some reason, Gen X, for some reason, your mom was a massive insult. It was turning it around on somebody, no matter what they said, you just be like, your mom. You just walk by somebody and be like, your mom. And it was some way of saying that your family is so lowbrow that your mom and you are beneath everybody, or that you needed your mom to fight your battles, or, the classic, your mom still dressed you. But how did that go? You're ugly and your mom addresses you funny? That was a common saying when we were kids on the playground to people. That was, but it was your mom was an insult. Now I'm going to move on again here. I want to talk something a little bit different. Gen X bullying. Not like it was today. It wasn't online, and everybody got bullied. Don't believe it when someone says, I didn't get bullied, I didn't get picked on, because it wasn't completely bullying when we were kids. It was having a pecking order, is what it was. The playground had a pecking order. You had the guys on the very top, which didn't bully per se. Like you would have your one or two, I guess you could call them your apex alphas on the playground. They didn't bully. They were kind of like the regulators. When the big bullies went too far and got too out of control, these guys at the very top would beat their ass. But then, they bullied on the kids, and then those kids bullied on the ones below them, and it was a whole pecking order. It wasn't just everyone got picked on. But it wasn't bullying a lot like it is today. It was name calling and all that. It was a lot of physical bullying, like throwing people in a ditch full of water or stepping on them into the mud. Like it was a battlefield out on the playground when we were kids. It was a war zone. I'm going to go more in depth to that after, but I just wanted to do a quick little short. I'm going to have more videos coming up with more slang. Going to go in depth in the Gen X slang and what it was. We're going to go in depth into Gen X bullying and how that worked out. And then we're going to go into the Gen X and why they were the forgotten generation. We weren't just the forgotten generation. We were the shut up, kids are to be seen and not heard generation. So you wonder why we don't care. Because then I'm going to come up and it's going to be Gen X and the culture war. And a lot of people are going to be really surprised because Gen X, we don't give a shit. Not at all. Anyway, that's it for now. I just wanted to get a quick one out there. Thanks everybody that watched and liked the last video. It was great to see it do as well as it did. Picked up some more subscribers, and that's phenomenal. You know, so here I'm trying to put in some more effort, a little better lighting, not so twisted in the background. Yeah, I got to work on that reflection of the fucking computer in my glasses. I get that. I'll get that set. We're working on it. We'll get it going here. But I want to thanks everyone for coming out and watching, especially the last vid. It's done better than anything else I've done recently. It took me a while to catch my stride. But now I know where I'm going and what I'm talking about, because what do I know more of than me and what we did as kids? So this is Drex, and until next time, peace out.